Let's talk about quarterbacks now. That's what we always focus on. Derek Carr is a free agent. At some point, Aaron Rodgers will emerge with a decision for Green Bay, and then this is the time where Burrow gets paid and Herbert gets paid, and those teams are now going to have to figure out how to win championships with their contracts being of market value in the quarterback market. Hurts is due for a contract, and then there's always what's going on with Lamar Jackson. Which domino do you see tumbling first here, Mike?
Well, I mean, Derek Carr gets a head start on the open market. He's available to sign with anyone right now. Aaron Rodgers can't be traded until the league year begins. Now, they could work it all out ahead of time.
Right.
And none of the free agents are available. Lamar Jackson can't be in a position to even discuss anything with another team until free agency. And first we have to see whether or not the Ravens apply the franchise tag. I assume they will. I don't think they'll work out a long-term deal. And then the question is, will it be the exclusive tag or the non-exclusive tag? Non-exclusive lets him go out and shop himself to other teams and look for that 5-year fully guaranteed Deshaun Watson-type structure. But, Rich, one thing that I continue to advocate, and I feel like the time for it has come, and maybe Joe Burrow is the one to get it because maybe Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, is sufficiently willing to go against what the league wants teams to do. I think one of these quarterback contracts needs to be tied to a percentage of the salary cap. Long-term, X percent, 13, 14, 15, 16%. You have certainty not in dollars, but you have certainty in percentage of dollars, the cents on the dollar that go to your quarterback and the rest that's available for the rest of your team, because there's a balance to be struck. And Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to be the next big test of this because he could push for $45 million or more. Will he do that? Will he put the team in a position where they've got less money available to put talent around him? Will he take the Peyton Manning approach, which was basically, it's my job to maximize my income, it's your job to manage the salary cap? And players get put in this very difficult position, and Sims and I were talking about this today on PFT Live. Mm-hmm. The owners love it because the fans never say, hey, owners, you're doing just fine. Hey, owners, you need to figure this out. Hey, owners, you need to take care of these highly talented players that we are showing up to watch and tuning in to watch and deserve to get more. While you all get plenty and you're riding around in your $300 million yachts, you guys need to pony up and pay. Mahomes is the one who should be the highest paid player in football, and he'll never ask for it, but he should be. I think the best way to get toward that path is to tie it to a percentage of the cap, and the best quarterbacks get that percentage, and as the cap goes up, their pay goes up, and however high the cap goes, that's how high their pay goes. And I think Burrow, I'm not saying he will, but Burrow may be in the best position to pull it off of any of the great quarterbacks we've seen. Some have tried. Darrelle Revis tried, couldn't do it. Kirk Cousins tried, couldn't do it. One of these days, someone's going to do it. And once we cross that bridge, hopefully it won't be an aberration like the Watson deal. Hopefully it'll be a sign of things to come because of all players on the field, the quarterback deserves that percentage.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the Watson deal because as of right now, despite, or in lieu of your theory there, what players are going to go for, it's the Watson, let's get every dollar guaranteed that, as we all know, has held up whatever's going on in Baltimore from being a long-time relationship with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Anybody else? Do you see the Watson deal roosting again this year in a way that it did not for Kyler in Arizona and Russ in Denver? What are you thinking? What are you hearing on that front, Mike?
I think the fact that neither Russell Wilson nor Kyler Murray got 5 years fully guaranteed draws a circle around Watson as an outlier.
Okay.
And the way Watson pulled it off, and this is one of the benefits of having an agent if you're Lamar Jackson. It's not just go negotiate the best possible contract. An agent explains to Lamar how Deshaun Watson got his 5-year fully guaranteed contract, how he was able to convince the Texans to trade him, how he was able to lure 4 teams to the table to try to persuade him to choose them, how he was able to shrug the Browns to the side at the perfect time after they pissed off Baker Mayfield and they got desperate and they felt like they had to make a big move to get Deshaun Watson's attention again and swung back around with that 5-year fully guaranteed contract. There's a lot of planets that got to line up to get yourself in that spot, and it worked for Deshaun Watson. It's going to be hard for Lamar Jackson to do it. And what he's basically going to have to do if the Ravens use that non-exclusive franchise tag, he's just got to say, hey, anybody out there, if you're interested, this is what I want. Let's see if somebody shows up. And I don't know that somebody's going to show up. All it takes is one team. But after the blowback the Browns got last year, it's going to take a lot, I think, to get a team to give up 5 years fully guaranteed and 2 first-round draft picks, which is what would be required if you make Lamar Jackson an offer that he accepts and the Ravens don't match it. And I'll be fascinated to see if somebody does it, because the league, the powers that be, management council, other owners, they were pissed off at the Browns for doing it. It'll be interesting to see if somebody else breaks ranks on that again this year.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.